Hello, my name is Dexter Zollicoffer. I'm a DePaul graduate and I'm also the diversity advisor at DePaul's Theater School. I'm here in the Office of Emergency Management where I'm here to speak to my good friend and colleague, Assistant Director Jim Marino.
Hi Dexter, great seeing you.
Nice to see you again, Jim. Jim, we're hoping that you can teach us all how to stay safe and savvy in the event of an emergency evacuation at DePaul's Lincoln Park or Loop campus. In general, what should DePaul's students, faculty, and staff know about emergency evacuations?
Well, Dexter, it's very important that everyone understands that it is DePaul's policy that if an alarm goes off on the floor, all DePaul employees and students will evacuate that floor and evacuate the building. And what's equally important is that everyone understands where the emergency exits are in relationship to where they're working or to what classroom they're in.
Let's walk to some of the DePaul buildings so that we can see the emergency evacuation in practice.
Great, let's go over to Belden Racine.
Excellent. So Jim, what's important for our students to know who are living in Lincoln Park's residence halls?
Well, I think they have to understand and realize that emergency evacuations from resident hall are very serious and they must react if an alarm goes off. The building alarm will go off and then the speakers will go off. And then after that, they need to start evacuating the building. And also in every room, we have strobe lights. So if a strobe light starts blinking, they know that there's an emergency in the hall. And in addition, every room has an emergency evacuation map, which will show them exactly where our stairwells are, and if one is blocked, they know where the second one is.
Jim, it's required that all university residence halls have sprinkler systems, correct?
That's correct. DePaul has 12 resident halls, and all the resident halls are equipped with sprinkler systems.
And I'm noticing quite a few exit signs.
Well, all the exit signs are very clearly marked. We have a few down here. We have 2 to the rear, and also the stairwells are clearly marked also.
We've always been taught to take the stairs and not the elevator.
That's correct. In an evacuation, you never want to take the elevators, you want to take the stairwell, and you always want to stay to the right as you're coming down the steps. And the reason for that is in case first responders are coming up the steps, you want to give them enough room to get upstairs.
Great. What's next?
Let's go over to Science Building. It's important for faculty and students to understand that if an alarm goes off during class, they must evacuate the building. It's DePaul's policy. Even if they're in the middle of a test, they must evacuate the floor and the building.
So the alarm goes off and then about 30 seconds later the message boards light up.
Correct. The message boards and speakers will be activated describing the type of emergency that's taken place. It could be any type of an emergency, such as a fire or a tornado or a thunderstorm.
So Jim, we've made it outside. We're all safe now, right?
Well, not quite. What we want to do after exiting the building, we want to move approximately 200 feet away from the entrance.
200 feet from where we're standing right now, where would that be?
Well, probably approximately to the street. And the reason for that is we want to clear the front entrance for the first responders.
All right. Well, that pretty much completes our tour here at Lincoln Park campus. But downtown, you have much taller buildings. Is there a difference there?
Oh, there is. And why don't we head down there?
All right. Here we are in the Loop campus on the 8th floor of the Lewis Center. What particular challenges do these buildings present?
Well, the main challenge is our buildings are taller, 17, 18 stories, and there's a lot more people. But at the same time, there's a lot of safety features built into the buildings, just like Lincoln Park. The elevators will go down to the main floor when the alarms sound, which makes it very important that everyone knows where the emergency exits are.
What about the fire escape?
The fire escape should always be the last alternative, and the reason for that is because there's lack of space on the platform and the stairs going down.
What should faculty be concerned about?
Well, faculty on the first day of class should point out the emergency stairwells to the students in class, and they should also have a predetermined location to meet in case there was an evacuation, along with a roster of the students in class.
What should students with disabilities know?
Well, it's important for the Office of Public Safety to be able to identify the locations of individuals that would need assistance during an emergency. Therefore, we ask those that need assistance to self-identify with public safety before each academic quarter.
So when first responders arrive, that gives them the ability to know exactly where those students may be.
That's correct.
We've covered a lot of material. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I think the most important thing in an emergency is to stay calm. If you stay calm, you think clearly, and you react better to the situation. We should follow the Chicago Fire Department's acronym, which is CALM. C stands for Call 911, A stands for Alert Public Safety, L stands for Listen for Instructions, and M stands for Move Towards Safety.
In the event of an emergency, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll stay calm. Thank you so much, Jim. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
My pleasure.